Ivan in Phoenix, are you there? Hopefully,
yeah, I'm here.
There he is. I can hear you now.
All right, good.
How have you been?
Right, well, everything's good, and you?
Doing well. Still
All
doing
right,
the great work. Not going to stop.
Yeah. We hope you never stop. I've listened to some of your last few shows here the last week, and I even messaged Barb that you sounded pretty intense, and she messaged back that she can hear you upstairs, that you were very loud, several days ago on some of your shows.
Oh, there's no question. I'm feeling an energetic shift in intensity. It's like the universe is saying to the spiritual warriors on this planet right now, step up your game, boys and girls, because you're on the verge of something. Now is not the time to let it ebb. Okay? Now is the time to move forward and press forward. We need to keep up the pressure. Keep up the pressure. That is what this whole time period right now is about. I can feel it in every bone in my body. And that's what that intensity is reflecting.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let me see, I have so many ideas in such a short amount of time. Let me try and focus real quick. You brought up the word order. That's something that I was thinking about a month ago. The word order. We don't think about that word too much, but we want a world of order. But yet every day we go about placing orders.
Right.
We're online placing an order for what we want. We go to a restaurant, a fast food place, or any place, and we submit an order for what we want.
That's it.
But yet we're doing that all the time because we want, mommy or daddy government to vote or pass this or do that. So we're always ordering things that we don't realize that we're ordering when we place votes or pray or go to some church or for somebody to rescue us or save us. So we're constantly submitting orders.
And then you're getting something in return for the placement of that order. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep. So
and in many cases, it doesn't resemble order at all. In many cases, it's absolute chaos.
Right. Yeah. It's that because we're people are subconsciously ordering what they don't want.
Right. Exactly.
And then going back to your the topic of your show tonight, it's just real quickly the movie Noah. I saw that, and it's pretty interesting how a lot of the religious people don't really like that film.
That's right.
Because they don't show a connection with like God or anything. But I think what they don't like is that they show. This is a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but it's been out several weeks. They should have seen it by now. That they show supposedly like the angels, their light. And they get cursed and they get turned into rock solidity. So they show other earthly or unearthly beings with Noah, and they're interacting like nothing's going on. And I'm like, hello.
And they call them the Watchers in the movie. I went to see it. I highly recommend this movie. People should definitely go and see it, and you'll understand why a big furor is being raised by the religious community, because they wanted the movie to tell the literalist interpretation of the biblical story, when in fact what this movie is actually about is the interaction with ancient human beings of non-human entities that came to this planet and had factions among them that interacted with human beings in different ways. Some of them wanted to uplift human beings, and some of them wanted to vehemently, viciously control human beings. And the faction that is the creator in this movie is the one that warns human beings about a coming calamity on the earth, and that the human life was going to be wiped out, and helps a certain contingency of human beings to survive that cataclysm. So it's definitely a story about the ancient past, and I kind of really liked kind of the message of the movie was that human beings are ultimately in control of how we move forward. It's not up to the all-powerful fate of some creator. It is about what we think about ourselves. Are we worthy of moving forward and evolving? It's a an idea of self when it comes to our worldview. Are we worthy of something more than this? Are we worthy of something more than slavery and chaos and destruction and strife? And this is part of the problem. So many people don't think that we are, because they're still in the state of self-loathing. They're still in that state of self-loathing brought on by these traumatic, conditions, and in that psychological state of abandonment that leads to self-loathing. And then that leads to them not wanting to take personal responsibility to change things. All of these underlying themes were present in the movie. And it left. I think the movie left on a pretty a powerful, empowering note that the main character ultimately had to see that there was worth in humanity, and it was worthy to go forward and continue and evolve and become something more than it previously was. So I highly recommend the film. I definitely thought it was pleasantly surprising to me. It contained so much more than what I was even expecting.
Okay. And then synchronistically, because every time I call you, there's some synchronicity happening. I did not know what your topic this evening was going to be, and earlier today I threw on an older Stephen King-based book, The Mist, and there was right there's a movie that ties into what you were talking about this evening about extraterrestrial or unearthly beings or entities or things that exist, and how humanity shrugs it off and no, that's not possible. And real quick, people should see The Mist. It shows the three types of people: the ones left brain, right brain, and the ones open that can accept what's possible, and how it addresses everything on there, from religion to the logical thinking people, and how everybody's wrong in there.
Also a great allegorical film. I definitely recommend that one as well. Yeah, great points, Ivan, and always a pleasure to hear from you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's really all the time we have for this edition of What on Earth is Happening. That brings us to the end of the show. Hope you've enjoyed listening to the show tonight. Remember, there are only 2 mistakes that one can ever make on the path to truth: not starting and not going all the way.